Hello everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. Today we are going to discuss about Upagrahas, and thanks to our viewers, especially Vishal ji, and Vinita ji for bringing up this point. So far we are discussing about all the planets, and we never touch base upon this topic of Upagrahas. Upagrahas are really important. So in this video, I mean, like, it's going to be again a series of videos based on all the research, and after talking to different astrologers, I have found that it cannot be covered in just one video. So we will do it in parts, and today we will this video is going to be more about the introduction, and at the same time, what are some of the methods of finding Gulika in the horoscope. If you traditionally, if you go in the north side, you won't find it that much. I mean, like, you will find all the different planets, but back then, if you go more towards the Kerala side, it's inherent part of most of the horoscopes. So let's deep dive more into what Gulika is. So, seven grahas from the Sun to Saturn and the two lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu, nine in all, guide the destiny pattern of all our living beings. Out of these nine planets, Rahu and Ketu are beyond the purview of astronomical scientists. And it is due to the great wisdom of our sages that Rahu and Ketu were placed in the planetary scheme. If the nodes are removed from horoscope, study of one's destiny becomes incomplete, and we all will agree to that. Again, it is to the entire credit of our sages that they were able to discover what are called as Upagrahas. One of them is Gulika. So, Gulika, it holds a position of prime importance in the evaluation of a natal chart. Also called as Mandi, it is like Rahu and Ketu, and has no physical existence. But it makes a difference in the natal chart output. Gulika or Gulik is considered the most malefic entity in a chart. According to the set standards of assessment, it surpasses all the natural malefics. It's considered as a special status, almost like an independent planet, and in the astrological classics, it is considered as a minor planet or a subplanet. In the traditional practice, the Gulika Kundali, it used to be called as a Gulika Kundali. That's a horoscopic chart with the houses reckoned from the position of Gulika. It used to be an essential component of the horoscope. In Vedic astrology, both Gulika and Mandi, they are considered synonymous, although some people, they try to differentiate between them. Gulika, it denotes a certain segment of time controlled by Saturn. And the word Mandi is derived from Manda or sluggish, and that's like another name of Saturn. Now, there are varied opinions on calculation of Gulika. We are going to touch base on one of the famous approaches by Uttara Kalamitra. And this work assumes that Gulika and Mandi are two different entities. Now, everyone agrees that Gulika is Saturn's son. Mandi again means of son of Manda, that is son of Saturn. Thus, the work specially states that these are two sons of Saturn. Now, if we deeply study, and understand the concept, we come to the conclusion that Gulika is also called as Mandi. It is a Nama Antara, that is a different name. We won't dwell more into the details like, like why two entities, what is the controversy, but instead we will focus on the method on how to find Gulika. Starting with Mandi, we'll start. So, Uttara Kalamitra, it gives a method to find out Mandi, and that is take the day duration and multiply it with x. It's going to be different for various weekdays and divide it by 30. The ascendant then obtained with the corresponding to the resultant Ghatika with this process will give Mandi's position in the daytime. As for night, there is no mention. Multipliers, or the x I was referring to, per weekdays from Sunday are for the daytime 26, 22, 18, 14, 10, 6 and 2. However, I did not find any instructions like how to find Mandi for the night births. I do have some other sources, but that's going to be part of other video. Regarding Gulika, we find in the same work the following. For day births, 7 among 8 equal parts are respectively ruled by 7 planets, commencing from the Lord of the weekday, that is from Sun to Saturn, like Sunday to Saturday. The 8th part is Lordless. Saturn's ending portion, that is beginning of 8th part, is Gulika. Example, if a person is born on Wednesday during daytime, the first part is ruled by Mercury, second Jupiter, third Venus, fourth Saturn. Hence, on Wednesday for a day born, Gulika will be the day duration divided by 8 and multiplied by 4. The resultant Ghatika, or the hour, denoted by the end of the 4th part, will give the ascendant degree. Now, this is Gulika's exact degree. For night birth, night duration is made into 8 parts. However, the first part here is ruled by Lord of the 5th day, 5th weekday, okay? Counted from the Lord of the weekday and other lords, followed as a per order of the weekdays. That is, the first part on a Monday night is ruled by Venus. In case of night birth also, Saturn's ending portion will indicate Gulika's degree in the zodiac. Some astrologers thus say that Gulika's position will correspond to end of Saturn's portion. However, let's remember that end of Saturn's portion means beginning of Sun's portion, right? So, then we are calculating Gulika for commencement of the Sun's portion. Now, there are various methods. I mean, like this is one of that, and I do have like one from Parashar and so as per Parashar, Let me go more into this. Gulika is determined from Sunday to Saturday by dividing the day by 8 and counting from the day lord. That is daytime. The time is divided into 8 portions, and the first portion of the day starts with the day's lord. 8 portion does not have a lord, and Saturn's position is Gulika. Night time is similarly divided, and first portion starts from the fifth lord from the Varesh, that is the day's lord. Gulika is Saturn's portion, Kala is Sun's portion. Ardha Prahara is Mercury's portion, and the Sputa is calculated according to each place, that is sunrise or sunset. Let's talk more about Gulika in the different houses. I'm not taking into account the different rashis or the aspects, but in general. All right. So let's start with the first house. The person who has Gulika in the first house will commit unlawful acts. Their health might face many debacles. They might be fond of partying outside and might have many relations outside of the boundaries. They might have a thin body. The eyes may have some defects. They might not be able to eat very well. Intelligence level is going to be moderate, and the number of kids born is going to be restricted. Moving on to second house. For second house Gulik, he will not have a charming appearance. They will incur poverty and may be addicted to vices. The academic pursuits will be obstructed on and off. If the dasha of the second lord occurs, these natives' lives could be endangered. Third house, contrary to the second house, here the native is going to be charming in appearance. They will be rich but feel distress. He will have good associations. They will receive government honors. They might also be the head of a village. So Gulika is very good in the third house. It's also great in the 10th house. We'll learn more. Moving on to the fourth house. Happiness and health is not going to be enjoyed by this native. They will have enmity with their own relatives within the family. They might not have housing comforts. For some reason or the other, they might be too busy in their work. In the old age, they have to be extremely careful. Moving on to the fifth house. They might not be able to accumulate much wealth. They have to specially take care for their life, I mean, for accidents. Regarding the spouse, it all again depends on other factors as well, but the spouse could be more dominating. However, the evil spirits, like if you do believe in the dark side, the evil spirits will not be able to possess this person. All right, moving on. The sixth house. In the sixth house, neither enemies nor disease will appear in this person's life. They will have a loving life and they will be friendly to all. They will have a reputation of helping others. Seventh house, they might not be much knowledgeable. In public dealings or in business, they might incur enmity. They will be controlled by their spouses, and chances are might depend on their wealth, or in other words, their spouse will earn more. There is a possibility of a second marriage with Gulika in seventh. Eighth house. They might have yellowish teeth, kind of diseased eyes, and they might not have meals on time, could be short to mid in stature. Some astrologers say that Gulika in the 8th house reduces longevity. Ninth house, they will not have, their father's life is not going to be that much. I mean, it does not exactly mention like what age, but definitely not like 80 plus or 75 plus. So they will not have a long living father, and they might not have good terms with their father. They might be tempted because of the situation to do unlawful acts. Moving on to the 10th house. 10th house is a good position for success in meditation. They will be religious and practice good deeds helping others. They are usually found to have more sons. Overall, their life is going to be great. So this is another great position of Gulika. Moving on to the 11th house. Gulika in the 11th house, these people are going to be the leader of our army, leader of people. He will enjoy company of many like superior ladies. They will be short in stature and would be happy with their kids. Moving on to the 12th house. Usually over here, Gulika is not found to be that good, and you have to be extra careful in terms of money dealings and mainly like gambling or the stocks. You have to take good care of your health. For one thing that's great over here is your kids are going to be good. So that's mainly like basic introduction to Gulika and how is Gulika in